Hello Libra and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your monthly reading for November and we are in Scorpio season, moving into Sagittarius season, the fire of Saggy. So we have a Mercury retrograde this month. Mercury is in Sagittarius, and I'm getting that Mercury retrograde type vibes here with the Seven of Acorns, determination and stamina. So this is the Seven of Wands, and it's saying you might have to do something and do it again and do it again and keep going, keep trying. You're going to need your determination and stamina because I think something's requiring multiple efforts here for you. So it's like, I'm trying, but it's actually, I get each time you try again, it gets better and better and better. So it's going to be worth it. I absolutely do. It might do think so. I really think this is going to be worth it. I feel like there's a lot of focus here on relationships as well. So let's see what's shifting and changing for Libra. The other big news happening in November is that Pluto is moving into Aquarius finally, like moving in, staying in there. This is your fellow air sign. So here we have the sword ace air, right, coming in. So it's going to potentially make a real positive flow of energy, a trine to you. So we have sword ace air, clarity, wanting to find the clarity of the next steps when it's next to the moon, which is when something's been illusionary or clouded or there's been underlying issues or something just hasn't looked how you wanted it to look, or you're not sure how it's going to be looking. So it really feels like you're clearing a lot of stuff up that's hasn't been clear, that I thought it was this, but it's not. And so it definitely feels like there's relationship stuff here with the 1-2 Mars Aries. What are the next steps? How do we move forward? How do we take action? So, and how do I trust my intuition when perhaps something's felt clouded? So this is good. I feel like finally there's a pathway forward with a relationship where it feels really clear. We understand both where we're going now. We understand maybe there's things that have come in around boundaries, but it really feels like there's a really clear and positive pathway forward, which is really fantastic. But I have to say, Libra, it's like both people need to come to the party with this. It's like there's work here that's being done, but both people need to kind of want to clear stuff up or, yes, step into those new paths to actually take those new steps. So it's a mutual thing. It's not just one person pushing it. It feels like it's, both of you are wanting the same thing, and to get yourself to that point that's like, okay, this is clear, is part of the journey. So let's see what else is coming in for you, Libra. So just wanted to say that this reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you the fuller picture of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading, Libra. Just take what feels right, leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, you'd like to explore this further, there will be an extended reading, and the link for that will be in the description box below. I kind of get a lot of Plutonian energy around this as well. Like maybe there's been some walls that have been put up between you and this other person. You might still have a good relationship with them, but it's just kind of, you're withholding certain things or, yeah, interesting. The King of Pentacles. Okay, money. Maybe we're talking about money, issues around money. The Seven of Pentacles, investments of money. Maybe there's conflict happening around money or business and success, or somebody getting their physical needs met within the relationship. How are you going to take action? There's a lot of wands around here. This King of Wands which is you, wants to look at this Eight of Wands, move into action, move things forward. There's a little bit of conflict around the Page of Wands. We need to move everything down a little bit, make some space. Five of Swords, Page of Wands, Judgment, King of Wands, and the Star card. Very nice. Oh, I like it. Okay. And the Queen of Wands. So we've got the Wands family here. We've got the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. We've got all the wands here, all the royalties. So this suggests that, the passion needs to be there, that taking action needs to be something that occurs. It's not just conversations. Action needs to be happening, a little bit little less conversation, a little more action, please. But it does require the clarity. So there are going to have to be conversations. We have as the center, as the situation is King of Pentacles, which often can be maybe it is the card of money. Absolutely, the King of Pentacles. So maybe there's an issue around money with this partnership and you're sorting some stuff out. Or maybe it's to do with resources. It could be to do with food, diet, things like that. It could just be to do with how generous somebody's being and, yeah, whether your physical needs are being met, as we mentioned, crossed by the Five of Wands. And there seems to be some kind of conflict or challenge around that that's blocking it at this moment in time. Maybe someone's having trouble in this partnership. And this can be any kind of partnership. It doesn't have to be like it can be a friend, a best friend. It can be a brother, a sister, a sibling. It could be a parent. It could be a neighbor. But there's some kind of financial agreement here that the other person might be struggling with finances or money, or that there's a struggle to come to an agreement of how this is going to work. You know, sometimes it's like it's that central thing that affects the relationship, so it really feels like it's something in the material realm. Could be resources as well, but it feels really money orientated. In the conscious mind is this Page of Cups, and this is kind of like wanting an emotional connection with this person in a way. It's like, what's on offer here with the Page of Cups? Is there something new that can be offered in order to find the path forward? The Page of Cups can sometimes be just letting the person know how much you really like them or care for them or love them even. It can be an apology, but there is some kind of somebody's reaching out to the other person and saying, hey, let's connect. So maybe it is this sense of I need to kind of, rather than this, there needs to still be that sort of heartfelt, genuine intention behind, and maybe a heartfelt gesture of some sort could really go a long way, whether this is you receiving it or giving it. But at the base, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which can be around investments. So if it is about money or something to do with, it could even be your work and career, but in terms of, I really feel like there's a relationship around this. So it could be somebody needs a little bit of encouragement to kind of feel like they're feeling a little bit more successful, or that money's working for them, or money's working, or resources are working within this relationship, or, you know, you're getting your needs met, however that's being presented. So it's a big reassessment as to how you're investing into this relationship and what sort of, how money's flowing, how money's working, and what sort of practical things you can do to help it flourish again, or, yeah, build and grow so that it's still going down that right path if it is already going down that path, or it course corrects if it needs to. In the recent past, we have the Knight of Wands, and it feels like maybe a positive change or something was, or an action was already taken in some way, or there was something that occurred here with this Knight of Wands is feeling motivated to make a change. So maybe it's like, yeah, I see I really want to change, and you might really want to start focusing on this. So, I mean, this could be the other partner wants to change their career, or there's been a change, upturn in the way that their money's working or something. You know, there's something here that the material, there's opportunities for you and this other person in the material realm to make the flow work better for both of you. So sometimes it's, you know, they just don't have enough money, or sometimes it's like about attitudes towards money as well. So, but either way, it's like a positive shift and change, or desire to change is coming in, has come in the recent past. In the near future, here we have this beautiful Libra Queen, the Queen of Swords. And so this is where you are beautifully and eloquently saying your piece, communicating, letting them know, and having that conversation, or writing that email, or sending that text or that message, or whatever it is. You are not afraid to say what needs to be said and approach, maybe, approach this or say yes to this in some way. But this is where this incredibly charming diplomacy comes in, where what your words really are like just magic. It feels like it with this Queen of Swords. And so it feels like perhaps there's like an offer of let's talk about this, or reconciliation, or let's discuss, let's meet up. Whatever it is, there's this offer that comes, I think, from you. Even though you're turning up also as the King of Wands, I think you're the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords in the spread, interestingly. But the King of Wands, like I said, definitely there's messages coming to and fro between you and this other person, and you're feeling motivated to take action in some way, or to try and get them motivated as well. So this King of Wands can be very impassioned. Might be feeling very visionary. It's interesting because it's quite a nice balance. There's quite a bit of Aries energy, like the 1-2 Mars Aries, the King of Wands, and also the Queen of Swords. It's like this very nice balance that's coming in here for you, Libra, when it comes to relationships, about trusting your instincts, about the right time to take action, and then saying the right words at the right time. So I'm feeling like you are probably the person that's the best person to broach this topic and resolve it in some way. So yeah, the King of Wands wants to take action. There's something that's already potentially you've put into action, or there's something that's already like feeling motivated to bring a positive change. Energy surrounding you is this 8 of Wands, and this is where the physical energy between the two of you wants to transform and move forward. And I feel like both of you are ready to move forward here. This is focus. This is a very clear direction, but it's also like this Queen of Swords, very clear and direct messages. So it's very upfront, straightforward, but it's not to the detriment of, sometimes that sword ace can be, the truth can sometimes be a little bit harsh. This is, they're very clear and direct messages, but I feel like the way that you're expressing yourself is spot on here. It may not necessarily, that doesn't mean it's going to land necessarily, but I think it will get the end result. As hopes and fears, we have the Judgment card, and again we're seeing announcements, a message getting through loud and clear that this has to move on. There's old energies here. We need to clean and clear something out, like a relationship needs reviewing, and there's old stuff that needs to come up and be cleared out. Don't really want to be going back into the old ways, the old patterns. It's time to kind of put an end to some of those cycles and to move forward into a new future. And that's what we're seeing here as the outcome. Even though there's a little conflict here with the 5 of Swords, because the 5 of Swords is somebody's still feeling a little bit conflicted, or the way that the message was conveyed. Like initially somebody might have a bit of a response to it, which is a bit negative. But then we've got the emissary of the King of Wands, the Page of Wands, responding with a message of peace and healing. Let's move into our future together. Let's move into something more hopeful together for the future. And it's like a visionary following the North Star. It's like we can move into a new future. And it's almost like you're not responding to, you could respond with conflict, but you don't. You say, okay, I can see there's conflict there, but I'm going to be very diplomatic, the bigger person. I'm going to give the message that I want a future here. I want the future to be happy, peaceful. I want to see the future. I want to feel like it's something that we can both build together, and it can feel like a great future. So definitely there's like a future to this relationship, and you're communicating that and how you want to see it. And what I love as well is that you can see this Page of Wands is moving into the desert, and the message is, I don't want to be in the desert. I want to be the Star card, the water bearer. I want the water, the flow, the spiritual connection, the cleansing of the emotional renewal to come back into this relationship and maybe emotionally repattern. So it's a beautiful message of hope and peace that comes in here, Libra, and we have as an overall energy the Queen of Wands. So like I said, we've got the Wands family around. You might have some fire signs around you as a result of this. So there might be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energies around you. But this Queen of Wands is, again, I feel like you. So you're both the Queen and the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. I don't normally get this in a reading, but I am getting that you're wearing many hats for whatever the occasion means or needs. And so this doesn't mean you fall into the trap of people pleasing, but it also might mean that you're adapting to the needs of a situation and the moods or what's needed at the time. So if someone's, you're going, okay, I need to be really clear about the way I'm talking. Someone's in a bad mood, or maybe I need to be really warm. It's just you're adapting to the situation. And this Queen of Wands is very warm and loving and attractive and open-hearted. And it's a beautiful energy of attracting something or someone that you want towards you. And it might be things like loyalty, affection, hugs, very generous energy. It can be all of that sort of stuff as well. But this Queen of Wands is still discerning she has a filter on, she's attracting things towards her, but she doesn't have to accept everything that comes towards her. And so that's what I feel like. If what comes towards you is that Five of Swords, you get a little bit of something back and it comes with a bit of an edge, then you don't have to respond in like for like in the same way. You can respond in a different way, and you can decide to not accept that, and that I'm not going to go pulled down into a war of words or into the conflict. I'm going to rise above that and choose the higher option, the peaceful option, the resolution that I want to see here, the future I want to see for this relationship. So again, it feels like you're the emissary, the diplomat, the bigger person, the one that's resolving a lot of this, and visionary. It's maybe pulling the best out of the other person as well, like creating space so the other person can be a better version of themselves. So let's pull an affirmation card. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. And that's what I feel like with the Five of Swords is something gets thrown back at you and you go, okay, that's just them having their fears and limitations, quite literally. So it says, it is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my own ability to create the good in my life. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to respond in kind. You can take it that level up and respond with a higher vibrational energy. So let's pull a charm for you, Libra, and it probably will work like a charm, quite literally. Once you go up and you have this beautiful other message, the other person will respond in kind. Okay, let's see. We have the beautiful pussycat, and your cats are like an aspect of our soul. This one looks like a stray cat, a little wild stray cat that is hasn't been fed for a while. There's a part that hasn't been fed that is screaming out, feed me, feed me, feed me. There's something that you really need on a soul level from this person, from this relationship, and it hasn't been feeding you perhaps in the way that you've wanted. And by communicating that, or the way that you're approaching it and going about it, is actually going to give you, and even acknowledging that within you is going to be the next steps, the clear next steps to move forward with it into a more hopeful future. So that's your reading, Libra. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to see this sense of, okay, I've put the message out there. I want the future. I'm looking for a better future for both of us or for this relationship. And let's see how it goes, how it lands. I'll explore all of that in the extended reading. So love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below. Usually pin the link to the comments as well. And check out my other services, Libra, healings, readings. Follow me on Instagram. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments, and all of that helps with the growth of the channel. I truly appreciate it, and take care.